Communication is key.
Yeah.
It's the absolute crux of implementing a strategy effectively within an organisation.
I'm delighted to have Wayne Moloney with me again. Welcome back, Wayne.
Thanks, John.
Wayne's a specialist in lean and lean across an organisation. We've spoken a lot with you previously about lean sales.
We have, yeah.
And I'd like to go into another subject, and I've heard you talk about lean in strategy, something as intangible as strategy. Tell me more about what that means.
Yeah, look, it's interesting, John. So many businesses that I work with, you see that they've got a great strategy. You look at it on paper and it's a really good strategy, but it falls down because it's not implemented properly. And one of the key reasons it's not implemented properly is because of poor communication. And any strategy that's not implemented properly is creating waste, and it's not delivering the value that the customer wants, nor what the business wants to deliver.
Okay, but we're using the word lean. So what's lean got to do with strategy? Is it to do with the communications?
Lean, in its simplest form, is just that. It's simple. It's all about increasing value, as seen by the customer, and reducing waste. Exactly the same thing happens internally within an organisation. So what you're trying to do is reduce the waste in communicating your strategy to an organisation. What happens is someone may understand at a top level what a strategy is, and if we look at it, a strategy is about understanding the key business drivers, identifying the key challenges, and what the must-win business opportunities are.
I can relate to this because there's so many organisations I've worked with where the strategy is very confusing across different parts of the organisation, where one part of the organisation's got a certain aspect of the strategy in mind, another. And the reality is they're not all working towards the one corporate strategy.
It's that old silo effect that we hear so much about, John. And that comes about because people are not all pulling in the same direction. And again, this comes down really to the simplicity of communication. If you look at lean or process deployment as far as strategy is concerned, as it's often referred to, there's a phrase used, catch and pass, or catch ball in America. And it's really just about taking what upper management might have with regard to mission and strategy, passing that down to the next level so that they can then come up with the goals and objectives, and then passing that down to the next level so that they can come up with the actions.
Down or across the silos.
Or across, absolutely. And then just as importantly is that reporting back upstream. And that reporting must have three components. It's got to have what's working, what's not, and ideally it needs to be looking at what changes can be made to improve those processes towards what that overall strategy is.
So back to the bottom line then, we're talking about strategy and applying lean principles to strategy and organisation to ensure communication is effective down and across and down through the organisation.
Communication is key.
Yeah.
It's the absolute crux of implementing a strategy effectively within an organisation. And as I said, if you think about catch and pass or catch ball, and it's really about passing that information down and taking it back up effectively.
And applying the lean principles enables that communication to happen effectively.
Absolutely.
Great message. Thank you very much, Wayne.
Thanks, John.